Hello, everybody. We're back again with Sports Take. This is our 75th episode, and we're so glad that you have joined us. We have a stellar cast, and we're ready to talk great sports around the bend. We're going to start with football. We're going to start with the pigskin, and we're going to talk about what's happening in the world of the NFL. We're going to talk about first the Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson situation. Have you all heard about they're going to start Deshaun Watson? Brother Quintin, what do you say about that?
Well, I think Cleveland needs a quarterback. If you have two quarterbacks, you don't really have one. Deshaun played really well about 5 years ago and hasn't played well since he left Houston or he got into the trouble here in Houston. And I've just never been a Shedeur Sanders fan. I mean, watching him play for 3 years, 75% of his passes are less than 5 yards down the field or behind the line of scrimmage. So I've never been a fan of his, just watching him play. He's always been coached by his dad. He's always been given the job. This is the first time he has not been given the starting quarterback's job. And sometimes he gets in, they plays well, sometimes he does not play well. But, this is his second year. He has an opportunity to improve. I think Cleveland is setting themselves up to be the number one pick and picking a quarterback next year.
Interesting. Brother Nelson, what you say about that?
Well, I am a Shedeur Sanders fan, and I don't penalize him because he was coached by his dad. I think and I don't give him a pass when he doesn't play well either. But I think from the very beginning, Shedeur never got a true fair shake because of who his father is. Get a man a shot. If he pans out, he pans out. If he doesn't, he doesn't. As it relates to Deshaun Watson, obviously, when he was here with the Texans, I was a fan. He played very well. Got into the situation that he did, and he's now the Texans fleeced Cleveland when they traded him, and quite frankly, the only reason that because when you look at the body of work of Deshaun Watson since he's been in Cleveland, not in Houston, okay, when you look at the body of work that Deshaun has put together in Cleveland, it's not appreciably better than Shedeur. And I'm not saying either one of them are setting the world on fire. The only reason that Deshaun Watson is starting is because they owe him $230 million. So in my opinion, that's why Deshaun Watson is playing, because when you compare apples to apples, he's not done anything to say he's head and shoulders above Shedeur. Shedeur is a young man. He played when he was at Jackson State. He played very well. When he was at Colorado, a bigger stage, he played well. And he's in probably, I'm trying to think of an organization in the NFL right now that's more dysfunctional than Cleveland. I'm hard pressed to find one. So unfortunately, he's at he's with one of the most dysfunctional teams in the NFL. So he started off behind the eight ball. So I just want to see the young man get a man a chance, keep all the outside noise out, allow him to play, and let's see where the chips fall.
Sounds good. Sounds like a very good definition of those two particular athletes. Brother Ricky, what you think?
With Deshaun and that dysfunctional organization, I think my question with him is, or the statement would be, can he rise above his character? He's had so many issues. It's just hard I don't want to say see a criminal thrive, but he's a dysfunctional person in a dysfunctional world. So, and it's on him. It's his job to lose. Like you say, they're pot committed, to use a gambling term. Too much money put in there not to look at him. They got to showcase him, even if they're going to try to unload him. So it's all on Deshaun.
Very good way to look at it. I believe that they are saying, okay, we're paying this man a lot of money. We want to see what we can do. Can we get some of that money back? But I think maybe by the fourth game, if he hasn't proven really good, you'll see Shedeur Sanders in there. The football is a game where you got to show, and you ain't got that much time to show it, or they gonna move on. Phil, Jeff, y'all have a comment on that?
Phil, you go ahead, and now I'll be the last one on it.
Well, I mean, quite naturally, truth be told, talent-wise, at this stage of the career, Shador is better. He should be playing, but I see what they're doing. I mean, if you start Shador and he sucks, then you can't bring in Deshaun and think the fans going to love it because he already got a situation going with the fans. So I'm okay with them starting him for right now. If he plays well, good. If he don't, then Shador got the whole thing ahead of him to do what he can do. But next year is a quarterback-heavy draft, so no matter what they do, they're going to draft another quarterback. They'll be up there in the position to draft one. They got picks and stuff to play with. So they'll be after a quarterback. It's enough of them to pick from, and they won't pass on it. They'll get one.
Jeff, go ahead.
All right. Right before I give my comment, let me introduce two of our three guests here. Now, Ricky, he's been here before, so everybody know Rick. Rick out of JY. Okay. Thank you, Rick, for coming on the show. But we also got to introduce my boy, David Green out of Ebony Worthing, who also went on to Starred PBU, big time PBU, our friend at PBU, who's now coaching here locally, coaching track here locally, right?
Yes, and football.
All right. Football. Okay, football. And with that being said, that leads us to the man at the top, Mr. Quintin Smith. Mr. Quintin Smith played on Jack Yates' 1985 state championship team that won the state championship, number 83. He went on to play for the University of Kansas. Then he went on to play for the Chicago Bears in the NFL. So Mr. Quintin Smith is in the house. Thank you, Mr. Quintin Smith.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
JY is in the house. Thank you,
Always.
my brother. Now, with that being said, all that being said, as far as Shador and Deshaun, I understand what Cleveland has to do. Deshaun is set to make all this money. That's too much money. They got to find a way how to recoup it. So you got to put him in the game. You have to play him. How's it going to look for you to play a guy making $2 or $3 million a year and then leave a guy making $40 million a year on the bench? I'm just saying it's not going to happen. Not often will a coach do that. Okay, so with that being said, I understand they got to get the most they can get out of Deshaun, even if it's just to get his value up so they can trade him and get some assets for him. They got to find a way how to recoup this asset, and this is the best way to do it.
That being said, I want to ask about the top running backs of all time. Now, before I start talking about that, I want to mention O.J. Simpson. Now, we understand O.J. Simpson, supposedly my cousin. We understand he has a bad reputation and probably well-earned bad reputation, but that does not take away from his ability on the football field. So I got to put him in the top three. My top three would be Jim Brown, O.J. Simpson, and I'm going to say Emmitt Smith. Those are my top three. If I had to add other ones to that, it would probably be Earl Campbell and Barry Sanders. So that's my top five. Brother Quintin, what would you say on that?
My top, I'll do them in order. I have Barry at 1, have Walter at 2, Jim at Brown at 3, Earl at 4, and Eric Dickerson at 5.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
And let me ask, did OJ's reputation take him out of your top 5?
No, I didn't even think about that, because my thing is, what did he do on the field? You know, if he did what he did while he was playing, that would be different. But that was 20, 30 years removed from his last appearance in the NFL.
Okay, that's fair enough. Brother Nelson, what you say?
So first of all, to Quintin, I'm dating myself. Brother, I watched you play. I coached at Yates. You were gone. I coached at Yates from 90 to 97. So I bleed green and gold and crimson and gold too.
There you go.
I'm a Sunnyside boy, third ward boy. And so
there you go.
Trust me. JY, the current track coach, Lloyd. I coach Lloyd, Coach Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to share that love with you, brother. I watched it and I'm super proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Now, oof. So I'll go on record. I don't believe in the greatest of all times. I don't believe in the whole GOAT thing. I believe in being you can be the greatest of your era. Um, I don't have a problem with any of the lists that I've heard thus far. Um, I'm a Jim Brown fan. I have Jim Brown. Now this guy, his career was cut short, but
I know where you're going with this one.
I know where you're
I
going.
know
I know
former
where you're
Bear.
going with
And
this one.
hey, Quentin, it's in your backyard, brother.
Double
Gail Sayers
backyard.
was a beast.
Double
Sales
backyard.
a bad boy.
He's a Jayhawk and a Bear at the same time. So we both
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got Gail Sayers.
Yeah.
I love me some Barry Sanders. Man, I love me some Bo Jackson before Bo's injury. You know, Bo was about to set this thing on fire. But I got, like I say, Jim Brown, Barry Sanders for me, Gail Sayers, Houston boy Earl Campbell, and
One more.
one more. Oh my God, there's so many of them. It's hard to leave sweetness out of there, but
There you go.
it's hard to leave sweetness out, man. It's hard to leave sweetness out. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with my boy. I'm gonna go with sweetness.
Sounds good, brother Ricky. You got a top five?
Let's see here. Man, I like Walter number one,
Me too.
especially considering a bad team and, you know, no real support. So that means I like Barry too, coming off a bad team with no support. Eric Dickerson.
Yeah.
I'm a Earl Campbell guy. And man, I forgot my boy, greatest show on turf, Maurice.
Marshall Falk.
Huh?
Marshall Falk.
Yes, sir.
I had him on that too.
Okay. All right.
Elite. Yeah, that's my boy.
Brother Phil, your top five?
Well, I'm gonna give you some honorable mentions right out the box. And then I get my five. Okay. Well, Gail Sayers is an honorable mention because he definitely was a beast. OJ, man, OJ was smooth as the other side of the pillar. And Eric Dickerson, the high running, catch me if you can. Okay, that's my honorable mention. But otherwise, you got to go with Jim Brown. He retired as the all-time leading rusher, and he did things nobody was doing. Emmett, okay, he earned it by just sheer determination. Barry was just magic on the floor, on the field. Then of course Earl was the power and the speed. Then of course you got to go with Walter Payton. You know, it's kind of hard to leave him out. He was the all-time lead rusher for a long time.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jeff.
All right, I got Jim Brown, average 5.2 yards per carry. Who's done that? No one. 5.2 yards per carry for his career. I got Jim Brown, number one. I got Walter Payton, Sweetness, number two. I got my boy Barry Sanders, number three. And I got Emmitt Smith, number four. And number five, I got Eric Dickerson. Just slightly over OJ. I had OJ 6. I got Eric, number 5. OJ,
One
number
thing
6.
we
I got
know
Campbell
that
7.
all these guys have different ways of moving. They have different ways of coming across the field, whatever, using power, using speed, using whatever their gifts were. Talking about moving, I want to go to field and talk about A-Rockets moving.
Well, I mean, anytime you get ready to move, it's a personal, stressful, often overwhelming situation. So you might as well call somebody who you are familiar with, especially in the city of Houston, and that would be A-Rocket Moving and Storage, established in 1959 by Arlene and Herbert Sam, currently run now by their son, DeAndre Sam, located at 3401 Quarter. We have the ability to move you if you have a commercial move, a residential move, intrastate, interstate, and we have a very, very nice warehouse to store your items. And we can come out to your house, give you a survey, pack your move, and move it out for you. Just give us a little notice, and we'll give you a great opportunity to make your move less stressful, less of a problem. And we'll have the service that you provide for any first-class organization like A-Rocket Moving and Storage. Give us a call. Ask for DeAndre Sam or Philip Green, 713-748 6024 in the heart of Third Ward. Been around since 1959, and you see our trucks all over. We've serviced many companies, many areas of the town, every area of town. So give us a call. A-Rocket Moving and Storage. We get the job done.
Very good. I want to ask about the new quarterbacks that are coming in. Kevin Murray has went to Minnesota, and we see here he's going to start. We got Fernando Mendoza at the Raiders. I was going to say Oakland, but that's Las Vegas. What have you seen with the new quarterbacks? If you have seen them, what do you think they're going to be able to do? And are there any surprises that's going to be happening? Brother Quintin, you want to talk on that?
I think in any quarterback is always better when they have a supporting cast. And if you look at it with that analogy, I think the guy in Minnesota has the best opportunity because he's got the best guys around him. Mendoza's going to struggle. He's going to see defenses like he's never seen before. He's only been a 2-year starter in life anyway. He won a championship in Indiana. Okay, great. All well and good. Did something that no one thought could be done. This is Sundays. Sunday defense is going to be a little different. And you got a running back behind him that's going to help him. But who is he throwing the ball to? That's the problem. The guy in Minnesota, he got a lot of weapons to throw the ball to. And he's a new quarterback in Minnesota. He's not a new quarterback. But he is, he's got to prove that he can play. He took a big contract and has not played well since he had that big contract.
Yeah.
Why? Didn't have a lot of things around him. So you're only as good as your supporting cast as a quarterback. If you don't have the guys, you're in trouble.
Yep.
You are in trouble.
David Carr.
That you are in trouble. So I think Mendoza's going to struggle. I don't think I would start him. So you get the guy that's been from Minnesota to Atlanta, and now he's made more money than anybody else in the history of NFL contracts. I can't think of the quarterback's name.
Kirk
Baker?
Cousins? Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he's got more big money contracts than any NFL quarterback has ever got. I would start him and let Mendoza watch, and don't put him out there because he's going to get killed.
Yep.
He has a very long delivery, very deliberate. He makes some good throws when he has to make some good throws, but he's probably won the Heisman Trophy with the smallest amount of yardage in the history. Only had 2,600 yards passing last year in 16 games.
That's
and wins
phenomenal.
the Heisman. So he has not played a lot of football. And what it's going to look like on Sunday to him, it's going to look a lot different. So I think he's going to struggle. I think Murray has the best chance as long as his two receivers, stay healthy, his running game stays healthy. I think he's got the best opportunity. Now he's in a division where he's got to play because Chicago, Detroit, and Green Bay can all play. So he's going to have to show he can play. That's the way I see it. Murray's set up the best to play, to be successful. And I think Mendoza, I would let him watch.
Very good point.
I would let him watch.
Nelson, what you say on that?
I agree with Quintin. Murray is in a much better situation than Mendoza. I actually watched Murray play when my son was at Lamar. They beat Lamar at the state championship, and that kid was a sophomore at the time, and he was incredible. Up until that point, they hadn't lost with him at quarterback. They hadn't lost a game. I bring that up is because all his life he's been accustomed to big moments and whatnot, and so nothing will be too big for him. He still has a lot of talent. For me, it was always about could he stay healthy? When he was in Arizona, his coach, they had kind of like back in the day when the Oilers had the run and shoot, they had that running gun type offense when he was there, which oftentimes struggles in the NFL. It might work for a year or so until the defenses catch up with you, and then they're going to shut that down, just like they did with the run and shoot with the Oilers and whatnot. To Quintin's point, Mendoza, you had your senior year for sure. You had an amazing year, but you with the big boys now for real. And the defenses that you're about to run into, you're gonna have D tackles that run as fast as you, let alone a skilled defensive player. So he needs to sit and watch because not he could, what happened to David Carr here in Houston is a real thing. You can put a young athlete, a young quarterback in particular, out there too soon and destroy his whole career. So Mendoza needs to sit, and Murray needs to show that he's worth all. Although he's not getting a bunch of money from Minnesota, but that big contract, as Quintin stated, he hasn't really played that well since that. But he does have an opportunity to change that narrative. And I think if everybody stays healthy, I think there'll be a player in the NFC.
Sounds good. Brother Ricky, you agree with that, kind of?
I do, and I think what you guys have alluded to remains consistent. He's finding himself again in a favorable position offense team, whereas I don't know who was going to succeed with those Raiders. That's not enough talent to overcome that. So we got a guy with, I'm going to say, we'll just say marginal skills, but he's in an ideal situation in Minnesota. So he's definitely going to do the better of the two.
All right, sounds good. Go ahead, Brother Quintin. You had
I was going to say, I forgot to mention one that we could probably expand on, and everybody could expand on. I'm not sure what they're going to do in Atlanta. That is a mess. That is a mess. But of the first-year quarterbacks, I think the guy that's set up to be in the best situation at midseason, look for the guy at the Jets, the kid from Clemson, Cade Klubnik, to show up and be the guy in the Jets.
All right, Jeff, give us a Texans report.
Okay, the Texans. I'm liking what Texans have done this offseason. I like everything they've done this offseason. Given the situation they were in, they didn't have a high first-round pick, but they did everything they could. They played strength of cards. Now they just lost Higgins, who was their stud receiver they took in the second round in last year's draft. They lost him for the season, but they came back and they traded for Kayshon Boutte. They traded safety Jalen Smith, along with a 2008 seventh-round pick to come away with Kayshon Boutte, a 5'11", 185-pound wide receiver. He's played 3 years. He was in New England. So he should really be able to come in and be either their second receiver or their third receiver. I think he's good enough to be their third receiver for sure, but he may be good enough to be their second receiver to play opposite Nico Collins. So I like what they did. I also like picking up Deuce Vaughn, the little 5'5" running back, that guy to play for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to be interesting to see if they keep him because he's so elusive. You can miss him as a defensive player. You're trying to find him, and you're like, wait, there he is. He's too late. He's gone. That guy, he could, if they utilize him properly, got the necessary ingenious mind offensively to be able to utilize him properly, that guy could be huge for them. Okay? And then I also like the fact that they got Sterling Shepard. That was a good pickup as well. So, but Tank Dell's going to be a key. That offensive line, got to block, got to get a quarterback time. And Tank Dell, if Tank Dell is healthy and can be healthy throughout the season, the postseason, this team is unstoppable. Because I don't see any NFL cornerback that can cover Tank Dell out of his breaks. That guy's phenomenal. But can you keep him healthy? That's the key. So with that being said, I like what the Texans, they're set up. I like they did in the offseason. They set up very nicely. It's going to come down to that offensive line. How well does that offensive line hold up?
It always comes down to the men in the trenches. With the men in the trenches, on offense or defense, you got to hold your line, and if you can't do that, then it's going to break down no matter how fast or skilled your players are. So it always comes down to that. And I'll say again that the Texans had an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl last year, but C.J. Stroud threw an egg and it didn't work out. So we'll see. We hope for better this year, and we look for better this year. That being said, I want to talk about the WNBA and what's happening with the playoffs. Jeff, you had a comment before we went to that?
I wanted to add one more thing to football before you walked away from football. We posted on the site a couple of days ago on the Sunday Five Sides site about the new contract for CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud's agent is trying to get him a 5-year deal, roughly averaging $70 million. So we're looking at roughly 5 years, $349 million. And I said on the site that there's no way that I'm paying CJ Stroud $70 million a season. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And if he's not willing to be reasonable, then I'll just wait till next summer and I'll trade him and get the best package of assets I can for him. But I'm not paying CJ Stroud $70 million a season. So with that being
And
said,
you got the best backup in Davis Mills.
that was going to be
you just
my
throw
backup
Davis
plan.
Mills out there and you win ball game.
My backup plan was to sign Davis Mills to a 4-year, $50 million deal.
God.
Let him be your starting quarterback, and you rely on your running game and your defense.
Okay,
I'm not paying CJ Stroud $70 million.
I'm gonna have to push back on the Davis Mill thing. Hell no. Oh, I'm sorry. No, sir. So with the CJ Stroud thing, based on how he ended the season last year, no, nobody's going to invest that much money in CJ Stroud. Although we had one of, if not the worst, we had one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL last year. He's played in his, because it's not like he's been in the league a long time. He's had multiple offensive coordinators, which it can be problematic for a quarterback and whatnot. I do love the fact that we went and got a dog in the second round of the draft at the offensive line. He's raising havoc in practice, challenging the defensive players and whatnot. But I'll say this. If CJ is betting on himself, which a lot of athletes do, I'll say this. If Houston, because they are set up to win it all this year, if Houston wins the Super Bowl, he'll get that $70,000. He'll get that 70 million, a year. He'll get it. Right now, he hasn't shown that he's worth it. But that's the market. That's the market right now. You know how that goes. How many quarterbacks right now is earning money that they is above what their performance has been. It's just when you're next up, when you're next up, that's how it falls. So, but I would agree, I would not pay him that right now. He hasn't earned it. He wins the Super Bowl, he gonna get it. But guys, Davis Mills ain't it.
Okay, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you why I said Davis Mills. Because what my point is, I'm not paying CJ $70 million per season. I'm not doing it. I'm going to put Davis Mills in there, let him play, and then I go to my running game. To my next season now, and I will go ahead and beef up and give me a good running back in the first or second round, and I will go beef up that running game and rely on my defense. And I win with that team there. I'm not paying, because you pay him $70 million. That means you're gonna have to cut some guys. It's gonna mess up your salary slots. You're gonna have to cut 3 or 4 players, and now you're gonna be weak at other positions. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
But if you notice, Nick Caserio, who I was not necessarily a fan, but once D'Amico came on board, things changed. He signs a bunch of quality guys to 1- and 2-year contracts.
He does.
So it's what New England did.
I'm sorry, say that again.
That's what New England did.
And that's where he's from.
Yeah. Okay,
that's where he's from.
Exactly. So they're kind of running. They call us New England South, which is why I'm not surprised we went and got Kayshon Boutte. He has that relationship with New England, and so I just think, and you're correct. It's hard to pay everybody that kind of money, but at some point, you're gonna get off that. If you get a quality quarterback, you're gonna get off that money, which is why they're where I believe the Texans are in a win now window. So that because we got some of our better players locked up for a little while, but there is going to come a time when you got to pay the piper, and so we need to take advantage of that situation now.
I agree with you, and I agree that if they win the Super Bowl, it's all a moot point and they're going to give him his money. But I want to mention also that the laughter that was out there was because I was a Davis Mills fan. And before they bought or they got CJ, who I was not aware of, I said, why do we go out and get a quarterback when we got Davis Mills. So that was the laughter. But
Oh my God.
after CJ proved himself, I understood. So I just want to throw that out there. But I quickly want to go to the WNBA. Brother Quintin, have you watched any of the WNBA?
I rely on my son for that. So I don't really
Okay.
watch it. I mean, I might catch a highlight here and there, but I really don't watch it. I can't tell you who's playing where. I really
understand,
don't.
Brother Ricky. How about you?
I haven't watched them since the comments left.
I know that.
Oh,
Man,
okay.
that's a
Well, they coming back, so
long
you
No,
can
I'm not that
watch
bad.
it again.
I'm not that bad.
Brother,
But I
Brother
know
David,
the
have you
Aces
watched
have won
any
4 in a
WNBA
row.
games?
So yeah.
That's hard.
Have you watched any WNBA games?
Who?
Who?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Who?
Yes. Yes, Nelson.
Oh,
No, Nelson.
no,
okay.
I catch one and I'm half watching it and whatnot. But what I have watched enough of it to know that this young sister, Olivia Miles,
Yeah.
I've seen the highlights.
she
I've
is
seen the highlights.
truth. Yeah, she is. So I saw some highlights, and then I actually their team played, and I literally watched her play. Oh, she's the real deal.
Yeah.
She's
She is.
the
That's
real
the
deal.
rookie
I know
of the
they like riding Caitlin Clark, and which she's an awesome shooter, good passer, but she don't have that flavor like Miss Miles. Miss Miles is the real deal. She's gonna win Rookie of the Year, and
Yep.
if they get in the playoffs, watch out.
Yeah.
She
Well,
might-
they,
from
they're
just
the top
the
team,
clip,
so
she
they're gonna
might be
get
the
in the
MVP.
playoffs. And
She
I got
might.
to give Minnesota Lynx the advantage, even though they lost to the Golden State Valkyries, the first game they've ever lost to them. But I got to give them the advantage with Nafisha Collier being back. So I got to give them the advantage. Jeff, give us a WNBA update, what you see and what's going on.
Okay, basically what's going on right now, we're winding down the season, man. You only have roughly about a month left in the season. So the playoffs start on September 27th. The last regular season game is on September 24th. Okay, so the first round is best of 3. The second and third rounds were best of 5. So right now you got the Lynx sitting at 31-8 with the best record in the entire league. They've won 8 of the last 10, so they've been consistent throughout the season. They play 44 games, so roughly they have about 5 games left. Some teams got as many as 8 games left, but that's where we are right now. And as far as the race for the number 1 pick relative to the Houston Comets, which is the Connecticut Suns right now, of course, they're coming to Houston next season. At one point, it looked like we had a chance to get that number 1 pick. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The Seattle Storm has lost 9 of their last 10 games, and they're jockeying for that number 1 pick overall. So that pick is going to go to Seattle Storm. Houston Comets will have the 2nd pick. So you can forget Juju Watkins, and for those of you who wanted Juju Watkins to come to Houston to play for the Comets, I don't see it happening. I think she's going to go number 1. So with that being said, it's going to come down to who they get at number 2. But also, look at Golden State. Golden State sitting at 26-11. They've won 7 of their last 10 games. The Aces is 26-13. So any one of those teams can come out of the West. It just depends on who is hot at the right time. And then, of course, over in the East, you got Atlanta sitting at 25-13. You see your girl Angel Reese putting on 26 rebounds the other day. 26 rebounds. 26 rebounds.
How many of them were off of her missed shots?
I didn't do a count on that.
Now, the other
That's
night
tough.
she was perfect from the field and still got 20 rebounds. So
Okay.
she is
All
much
right.
better at that.
Well, good.
Yeah,
And even if they are her rebounds, Moses Malone made a career out of it.
Yes, he did.
he did it all the
And
time.
somebody got to get the rebounds. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just be real. That's all
Yeah.
about hustle.
Yeah.
Why are you giving our girl a hard time, Quentin?
He's
I'm not
right, though.
actually-
He's right.
I mean, she misses a whole bunch of layups. Now we're not going to act like she don't.
She does. You can't get around that.
Too.
But she's also been hitting threes. I mean, her game has improved. If you had to get the MVP the last 2 weeks, it would be her. If you just pick her the last 2 weeks, it would be her. But she's not going to win, of course. But I'm just saying, the last 2 weeks, her play has been that good.
Well, good.
Okay, who's your MVP? Who's your MVP right now, then, Phil?
Or between Asia Wilson or Olivia Miles.
Okay. What about you, Carl? Who's your MVP in the WNBA right now?
I still have to say Asia Wilson, but I went to the game in Vegas. I went all the way down to Vegas, and when they played Atlanta, and Atlanta beat them at home. So Alicia Gray had a very great game.
He's a
She
good
had
player.
32 points.
So is Kelsey
But,
Mitchell.
Angel Reese did a good job too, and she is, as Phil said,
He is.
the MVP for the last 2 weeks.
Last
So
2 weeks.
It's been very interesting and so forth. But my MVP still would have to be Angel Wilson and what she does.
And also in the last 2 weeks, it would be Kelsey Mitchell as a runner-up.
I was just about to say, these are my four girls.
Caitlin Clark a little credit too.
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong. She's always in the hunt because we know why, but she's always in the hunt. Can't take it away from her.
All right, these are my four girls. I got Asia Wilson 1 in MVP ratings. I got Asia Wilson. I got Kelsey Mitchell averaging 25 a game. Mitchell averaging 25 a game.
For sure. She hit 20 points in 20-something straight games.
Yeah.
Over 20 points. She got a record.
And Asia Wilson is averaging 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks. So she's leading the league in points, leading the league in blocks, and she's third in the league in rebounding. So she's got to be in the top 2 or 3. Okay, then I also have Olivia Miles. I think she's doing an outstanding job. But you also have to put Caitlin Clark in there as well. So those are my top 4.
Yeah.
Huh?
She's always in the hunt.
Right. Those are my top 4. So with that being said, pick one. Pick one.
Olivia Miles.
I like the young girl. I like Olivia Miles.
Olivia Miles. I've been saying that. I've said that all year.
So you're going with Olivia Miles as well, Phil. Carl, who are you going with? You going with Asia?
I'm going with Asia. But I don't know. I would say Olivia Miles may have had more impact. Asia is good, but she does have veteran players with her. And we want to talk about the NBA as soon as we can. And go to our next segment because we're running short on time. And I like to talk about that Denver picked up DeMar DeRozan. Was that a player that people thought, can he make an impact? You think he's over with, David?
That don't move the needle for me. That just doesn't move the needle for him. Not that he's not still a quality player, but like I said, at this point, based on what they have around him, obviously they got Jokic and they still have my boy, the shooter from outside, but Murray. But again, that move does just not move the needle for me.
So what team do you think has moved the needle this summer? They've moved the needle. I say Miami has moved the needle a little bit, and they just picked up Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, everybody gonna be going to go play for Miami now. They get the team they got. Miami and Philly. Everybody want to go run to Miami and Philly now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but so New York has the chemistry. You can't beat the chemistry just by adding players. You have to develop your own chemistry. So New York still is the team to beat, in my opinion.
76 in my opinion, is an accident waiting to happen.
I completely agree. I think the team that people are forgetting about is Detroit.
Yep.
If K doesn't go down,
if
K doesn't go down, I don't see the Knicks beating them.
I
don't see the Knicks beating them. If K Cunningham didn't go down last year, I don't think the Knicks would have beat them.
Okay.
Because they would have had to go to Detroit.
I agree with you. I agree. You're right.
So
we sleeping on Detroit. I agree.
Yeah, I think if
we're sleeping on Cleveland too. I think Cleveland. If James Harden can play half of what he used to,
and
play some defense.
Well, as soon as you said James Harden, you lost me.
He just signed a new deal, 3 years, $97 million.
He's the same player.
He's
the same player. As Kobe said, the great Kobe Bryant said a long time ago, if you playing basketball like with the way James Harden plays, you will never win a championship.
That's true. He did say that. Kobe did say that.
And I just don't see it.
I think every team has to have a dog on it, and I don't see
Cleveland
one.
Don't have one.
I don't see one. I don't see
how they're gonna be better, Carl, because what did they do in the offseason? What did they pick? Who they picked up?
Who's playing? You talking about Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who did they pick up?
Well, they picked up
James
Gary Hudson from Denver.
No, they were Harden.
That doesn't move the needle. I don't necessarily see them moving the needle. They have to what's the guard? The other guard name? He has to play top
Donovan
nine.
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Yeah, Donovan.
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where they have to improve, and the defense has to improve. But remember, they did go to the Eastern Conference Championship last year, so we can't just totally discount them.
That team will never win it as long as Harden is their star. Now, if you want to bring Harden off the bench and let him be a sixth man, okay. But as long as he's a star, holding the ball, got that high rate of usage rate, when the ball's in his hands, he just got the ball too much, they'll never win a championship that way.
You guys
Never.
can beat up James Harden all you want, but you better look at their coach.
Oh, that too. Yep.
Who is that coach? Who is that coach?
Kenny Atkinson is their coach.
Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kenny is all about analytics, and he don't see the real deal right in front of him on a lot of situations in basketball. I mean, that's just from watching him. Kenny Atkinson.
He's the reason they didn't make. I watched some of those games. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Thank you. As much as you want to beat James Harden up, you got to have right coaching.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's pick a team in the East and pick a team in the West that you're going to pick, and we're going to come back at a later time and see who you pick. Quintin, who would you pick in the East?
Detroit and San Antonio.
Okay, in the West?
San Antonio.
San Antonio and Detroit.
Nobody mentioned San Antonio.
Okay, so you picking San Antonio, Rick?
Yes, I don't have an
And
Eastern.
who you picking in the East?
I don't have an Eastern pick yet.
Okay, Dave, who you picking?
Oh, as much as I from the West, as much as I hate to, because I'm a Houston boy, but them Spurs, they hard to beat. I can see them going back. And until you beat the champs, they're the champs. I see New York possibly going back in there.
Okay, Phil?
OKC. OKC in the West.
Oh,
New York
man.
and New York in the East.
Okay, Jeff?
I was gonna say OKC in the West, and then I'm gonna go with the Heat in the East. Say what?
You still can say OKC if you believe.
Yeah, I'm going with
All right.
OKC. I think they're gonna be better if Williams is healthy, because he wasn't healthy.
He was not.
If he's healthy, OKC will
And I
win the
believe they're
West.
going to be just
And
as
I got
hungry.
And I'm going with
All right.
Miami in the East.
Okay, guys, we're going to come back one day and we're going to talk about our picks. My picks are, I'm going to go with, in the East, I'm going to go with Philadelphia. And in the West, I'm going to go with San Antonio with a close second to the Rockets, I'm going to say. So
Wait, you got the San Antonio and the Rockets
are
ahead of OKC?
this coming year, yes.
Ah, okay. But you know what, Carl? You know what,
So,
Carl? I'm not gonna diss that, because I really think that if the Rockets are healthy, now that's of course that's a big if, but if they're healthy, well, I think they got a chance, because you got Van Fleet. They didn't have Van Fleet last year to go along with Kevin Durant, and then those
And
young
they didn't
guys
have
gonna
Marcus
be better.
Smart.
And then those young guys going to be better. The Reed Shepard's going to be better. Jabbar going to be better. Amon Thompson's going to be better. Those guys going to be better because they're younger and they're starting to come into their prime. So I think the Rockets, if they're healthy, they got a chance to be there.
And don't forget about Adams, because he was a beast in the paint. When really hurt our defense. That screwed up our rotation.
Yes.
And our offense, Dave, our offense too, because what he does is he sets picks and he will get Reed Shepard those wide open looks. So he helped our offense as well. And then especially with those offensive rebounds, he got us extra shots. So those are huge.
Okay, I want to talk about something that just happened, the firing of Dana Brown. What do you say about that? Anybody who wants to start on that? Okay, you're clapping your hands. Why are you clapping your hands, sir?
He's done nothing. This team, when I look at this team, I saw no aggressive moves to better our team. We went out and got second, in my opinion, second and third tier guys who were past their prime to try to build this team. I don't see energy. I don't see energy that comes from this team. You know, teams typically take on the personality of their coaches, and as it relates to the pros, also the front office plays a part in the vibe and the feel of the team. And I just feel like he was complacent, and so I didn't see any moves that we made to really better the team. And oh boy, I'm hoping he out the door at the end of the season, the manager, because for the same reason.
Both of them.
I don't see any energy. I don't feel any energy coming from them. So
They
yeah,
both gonna be gone.
huh?
They both gonna be gone, Dave. They both
Yeah,
gonna be gone.
I applaud it. I'm glad he gone.
Phil, what do you say about the Astros changes? Phil?
Oh, well, I told you earlier when we had this conversation, they needed to rebuild, and look like that's what they decided. I mean, it's kind of what I was leaning toward, but they're in the thick of it because of the division they play in. It's very weak. Yeah. They still can win it, and they can also not make the playoffs. So hopefully they'll continue. They played well almost every second half since Dusty been gone, and so that's how they've been. They've been a second half team, and so second half of the season rather after the All-Star break. So they just have to wait and see, because they definitely hot and cold, and they've had a lot of injuries. But like I said, they need to retool. The farm system is nowhere where it was. And like I said, the manager, he was a bench coach that got a shot, and you got to give them something to work with too. When they're healthy. So they haven't had a whole full lineup, and they need good pitching. Yes, because Alvarez can't carry him by. This is the best season he's ever had.
Yeah. Need a lot of changes. Brother Rick, Brother Quintin, you all have a comment about the Astros?
My first love of my best sport ever playing was baseball. I mean, I had a try with the Astros when I was 16, so I've always been a fan of theirs. But, if you're only as good, as your pitching goes, and they did not make, the notable moves in the offseason or during the season, to go help. You're not going to keep winning games 9-8. 8-7. At some point, you're going to run into a pitcher on the other side that's a buzzsaw, and you're not going to score 7 runs. May not even score 2 runs. But if you keep giving up 5, 6, 7, 8 runs, you're going to lose most of those games. I don't care how good your bats are. You're going to, at some point, if you don't have pitching to stop those guys or slow them down, they beat the Yankees the other night. What was it, 7-6, 8-7, or something like that?
9-7. Yeah,
9-7. I mean, you're not going to win a lot of those games in October. If you make it to October. So I think, they're the manager and, the scouting department and the front office are at fault by not going out to get better pitching. I mean, you've seen teams that don't hit very well, but they got great pitchers. Yep. They're going to be successful, So I think that's why they're going to struggle, because you don't have anybody on the mound that can stop those other guys.
I agree with you 100%, Quintin. I mean, I was really disappointed in the Astros, because they was coming home for a 9-game homestand, up a game and a half. And so I was thinking to myself, wow, if they can really, say, go 7-2 in these 9 games, they can really put some distance between them and second and third place teams, which is Seattle and the Texas Rangers. And what did they do? They did nothing. And they won 4 of the last 10 games.
Competition. Yeah. Did they lose 6 in a row?
Yeah. So with that being said, I understand the decision to get rid of the general manager. I understand the decision not to renew the contract of the coach. It's time to move in a different direction. It's time to move up. It's time to move away and just find someone who knows what they're doing.
It's been a steady decline since they got rid of Dusty, and I think you can see it with what you're talking about, the culture, the energy. The energy is not there anymore. Ricky, you have a comment about the Astros?
Yeah, man. Like you said, that farm team. If you think a few years ago, they had good players in there that they were having trouble. The AAA MVP was having trouble just getting called up. And now there's nothing to look forward to. Every gamble they've taken is not paid off. And it's sad, because I've gone to a couple of games and the energy and the support of the fans is still there. And they do this season, it's going to fall off.
Do you guys think they hold on to players? Like, what has befuddled me is that pitcher. He hadn't played. I think they finally let him go. He stayed on the DL.
They traded him actually to Chicago.
What's his name? Yes. They can't, like, this guy hadn't pitched in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. We went to see him in a warm-up game in the preseason, and they hit him pretty hard. So yeah, he had a rough go.
Do you guys think they hold on to players? Like, what has befuddled me is that pitcher. He hadn't played. I think they finally let him go. He stayed on the DL.
but he was a fan favorite. That's one reason they kind of kept him around.
No.
What do
Well,
y'all
guys,
think about the Kansas City Royals? What do y'all think about the Kansas City Royals? One of the worst teams in the league, and all of a sudden they done won 9 straight games. All of a sudden they trying to climb into the wild card race. They done won 9 straight. The Royals.
It's the American League. I mean,
That's the way things happen sometimes.
Oh,
You catch a hot streak at a certain point and you can get yourself back in there, especially if the league is weak. Hey guys, we're toward the end of our show. I want to ask this subject that has been on our site. What's the deal with Black athletes getting wives of different races? Is it historic? Is it just a chance of opportunity? Quintin, you want to start us off on that subject?
You know, I look at that and I see a lot of my friends have done both, you know, but I think when you go to a primarily white institution, you run into a situation where, like I went to University of Kansas, and that's the school that only school I ever went to, you know, it's 95-5. It's 95%, you know, white, and you got about 1,000 Black kids on campus, and, you know, you're isolated. So what I mean by that is you're isolated to one little segment of the population when you go to parties. That's when you see them. You know, my first year at University of Kansas, I had one Black in class my whole entire freshman year.
Wow.
One Black girl. One Black girl.
Wow.
No football players in any classes that I had. No other Black males in any classes I had. So what happens is now you're on a campus where most of us that were there didn't have the money, and most of the people that look like us didn't have a lot of money. So what happens? You get comfortable, you get familiar, and you're broken. Somebody else has a little money, has a little opportunity to show you different things, this, that, and the other, and you get familiar and comfortable, and you just kind of stay in that area, and you just stay with what's familiar to you, and you just, you know, and you do that one time is all it takes, and then all of the ones on campus look at you like, you done went over there, and then guess what? Then they don't want to fool with you, and all of a sudden now you over there, and now you've gotten familiar and comfortable, and guess what? You just stay there. You just do. I mean, I can list 10 guys off the top of my head that you know, that are from inner city Houston, inner city Chicago, inner city Dallas, inner city LA, and Compton from Long Beach, and they all got white wives. And I know them, and the ladies are really, really, really nice. They really are, you know, but, you know, all it takes is you to go over there one time and your friends see you, and then all of a sudden you are labeled. And what happens when you label? You fight back. Like, okay, whatever, I'm going over here.
Right.
Then I make it, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, you done made it. Now you with them, blah, blah, blah. You know, and you just tune it out and you stay with what you're familiar with.
I want to piggyback off what Quintin said, because the first thing that he said is my point of view. You're a product of your environment. So when you
can you fix your lighting?
We can't see you anymore, Dave.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'm in the room and it got dark in here. Hold on. Give me one second.
I thought maybe his gorilla went out over there.
I'm trying to find. I got a doggone remote on this light in here, and
I got one of those, and I can't find it most of the time either. So I know exactly how you feel about that remote.
Okay, my bad. My apologies. So again, piggybacking off what Quintin said, which is one of my points. A young brother who was raised in a predominantly Black community and whatnot probably didn't see a whole lot of white folks in general. You go off to a school, a predominantly white school, that's all you're around. If you're a good athlete, then of course you're going to be a target. You're going to be a target. I remember when I was going on recruiting trips when I left Worthy. They set it out for you when you go to those recruiting trips. Oh, bro, they make you like, oh, I'm coming here.
Absolutely,
and so that's what you're surrounded with, and so it's not. I don't think it's a conscious. Generally, it's not a conscious decision. It's just what you're around, the way you're being treated, and a lot of them once they get their hooks in you, they're not letting you go.
That's true.
And then also to another point that Quintin made, I've heard prominent pro athletes say, when I was coming up, the black girls wouldn't talk to me. Nobody was interested in me. And so I go to college, and now the other females, non-black females, they see, because they got a whole different agenda. And so now they see me. And again, once they get their hooks in you, they not letting you go. And so sometimes that's the situation. Guys feel like, okay, before I was making this money, before I was really popular, nobody looked at me. None of the girls of my race looked at me. Now that I'm prominent and I got some money, now you want to come back? And so I'm not. So
and one of like that song back then.
And one of the other
Mike Jones.
and one of the other things that people don't think about is the attrition rate. They're gonna make sure the athletes stay.
Yeah.
They're gonna make sure that you really have to fail to fuck out. If you playing well, you got to really fail. And if you go back, and I went back, I had 2 black girls that I can recall that came in as freshmen with me that graduated with me in 4 years.
Wow.
Okay.
The majority of them were gone.
Okay. Wow.
So you don't think about the attrition rate. They're not there anymore.
Yeah. But
so
also, Quintin, Quintin, what I've learned with white women is they'll kiss your ass. They will literally kiss your ass. I'm serious. I've dated 3 white women. They paid for the dates. They bought me gifts.
But see, now you talking about it grown. We talking about the ones in college. So the ones in college, they ain't paying for, their parents paying for it.
Right.
You know, and then here comes parents' weekend and homecoming. You can't see them that weekend.
Yep.
Because you ain't around mom and dad. Because they'll cut them off.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen.
They'll do anything you want them to do.
My parents are here. My parents coming this weekend. I see you on Monday. That's true story.
Yeah.
My parents is coming this weekend. I see you on Monday. But a lot of times, the ones that you end up with, that you see the guys with, are the ones that were their tutors.
Okay.
Because they spend more time with them in academics. And sometimes we get labeled when we go there. We just another dumb athlete.
Yeah.
And we rebel against that. I know I got called that once or twice, but I knew it wasn't true. And you see a lot of the ones in the support staff in different places around athletics. Those are the ones that you end up with.
Right. They play the long game. The white women, they play the long game.
It's not necessarily the long game. It's that that's who you spend most of your time. You spend 12 hours a week with them, mandatory. You get comfortable with them. And then a year or 2 down the line, who do you go back comfortable with that was helping you do your work, helping you do what you need to do, helping you do your line, helping you, taking you to the grocery store? That's who you go back to with most of the time.
Exactly.
See, Jeff talking about the adult version. You talking about the college
version. Talking about the adult version.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about the adult version.
The adult
that's
the
what we
same
talking about.
thing. Yeah, they do the same thing.
Do you have a comment on this?
What you say?
Rick,
you got a comment on this
Woo,
situation
man.
with the white wives?
Hey man, it's a lot of that in my family. So to keep this, I better not put nothing recorded.
Understood.
Right. You did say on the site you had a lot of that in your family. You did say that. But boy, that topic has got a lot of comments. Wow.
I went to HBCU, so
yeah. The ladies not too happy about some of the comments that the guys revealed. They ain't too happy about it.
Now in today's environment, and I'll probably go get a bunch of pushback from the ladies on this. Some of the sisters' mindset on things right now make them unappealing to some of the black guys right now, just based on when you go on social media.
Yes.
And you hear a lot of these women talking about what a guy has to do for them.
Yes.
For them to be to them. They get offended when you ask, what do they bring to the table? They act like they don't understand what that concept is.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, a lot of the younger sisters are mimicking some of those older sisters, and brothers are more educated now, especially with the NIL deals. Brothers are far more educated now, and they are more about protecting their money and protecting their asset from someone who leads with I need this, I need that.
Right.
And to that end, the white girl, she understands. All I have to do is not do what she's doing.
Right. Exactly. Just not do what she's doing. I agree. I
I'm
agree.
I'm on this.
And that is a lot. There is a lot of negativity on social media. See, because I know, because I'm retired and I'm on social media, and all you see all day is black men ain't this, black men ain't that, black men is, and it's really bad. It's really bad, especially on that TikTok app. Oh my goodness! Just about every black woman on TikTok got an emotional issue. Black men too.
Brother Quinn, you had a
got
comment?
too.
What I was gonna say is,
Uh-huh.
and now in society nowadays, the grown woman version of that is that the black women population, the segment of the population, is the most educated population in the world right now, at least in our country right now. And they can toot their horn about that sometimes. And when you educated and all that, you don't want someone 99% of the time. You don't want someone that's not as intelligent as you are. You just don't. So now you've eliminated a lot of the population. That's like the same thing. If I want somebody that's over 6 feet tall, then I want somebody that's making over $100,000. So now you've eliminated so much of the population. So now if you're an intelligent black woman, you have a master's degree in this, that, and the other, and you decide that I'm not selling for anybody that doesn't have what I have educationally wise, the population has shrunk.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. I mean, everybody has their preference, but you get athletes. I won't say never. Majority of the time, it's who you're around with most of the time, who you're comfortable with, who you become familiar with, and you want to be comfortable in your bubble. Right. And sometimes when you are looked down upon, because only thing you thought of that you can do is bounce that ball or catch that ball. And how long is that going to last? 5 or 6 years. You get looked at a different way. So at the end of when you're 30 years old, now what are you going to do? Because that's all you've ever done. You put on your resume, what you going to get?
One last topic, Carl, before we walk away. Real quick.
Just saying.
Okay, we have various icons in the NBA that's going to be retiring here within the next 2 to 3 years. Guys like LeBron James, who's 41. Stephen Curry, 38. Durant is 38. DeMar DeRozan is 37. James Harden, 36. And so on. So you got a lot of guys going to be retiring here within the next 2 to 3 years. My question to you guys is, do you think that the NBA will remain profitable once all of the slew of these stars come out of the league and retire? Do you think the NBA will remain profitable?
Absolutely. It remained profitable when Magic left. It remained profitable when Michael Jordan left. It remained profitable when Dr. J left. So this thing the NBA is a money-making machine, in my opinion. So, out with the old and with the new. So I don't think any of those guys retiring is going to slow that down in any way.
Okay.
I think you're asking two different things. Okay. You're asking, is it going to be profitable or is it going to be as popular? Two completely different things.
Okay, let's say it's popular. Popular.
I think it would be less popular until the playoffs start because people switch teams so much you can't really root for a team. You're rooting for people now. Number one. And number two, nobody likes the way the game is played anymore because it's not played the right way. You can take 6 steps and nobody calls travel. Everybody dribbles the ball from underneath. And it's just not played the right way. So you don't want to watch it.
It's hard. Nobody.
It's hard to watch.
A full game.
It is hard to watch. So when something's hard to watch, it's not as popular as it has been. Doesn't mean it's not going to make money. Baseball is hard to watch if you're not a true baseball fan, but it makes plenty of money.
Yep, that's true.
Profitability and popular, those two different things.
I agree. Outstanding point. Outstanding point, Boy Q. Outstanding
point.
All
right, guys.
We can't even hand check no more.
We toward the end of our show. Last comment, Mr. President, Jeff.
Hey, I just want to thank everyone, man. We had a great show. Dave, outstanding seeing you, man. See you in 1984.
I love seeing you, brother. It's always great to see you.
Yes. We're gonna bring you back within the next couple of months. We're gonna bring you back, okay?
Yes, sir.
Q, you did an
Yep.
outstanding job. Your first
Thank
time
you.
on the show, you did a great job. Q, are you agreeable to coming back on the show?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
Long
we're
as you
gonna
don't
bring
make
you
it,
back.
long as you don't make it on Friday night in Texas.
Okay, all right, got you.
Okay.
I
Well,
got you.
I
That's why
wouldn't
we
be
moved it
available.
from
I
Friday to
wouldn't be
Wednesday.
available.
He leaving on a high.
Okay. And then Rick, this your second time on the show. Outstanding job. You guys did an outstanding job. We appreciate you coming on the show. You made our show better than what it's going to be. So we thank you. We thank Philip, outstanding job, and Carl. We appreciate you, man. You're the catalyst. You're the one to keep things going. We appreciate you, my brother.
All right, we thank you very much. And everybody will get you a video so you can watch back and check it out. We thank you and we'll see you next time.
All
This
right,
is
Dave.
our 75th episode of
Quintin,
Sports Take. And
Rick.
if it's Friday, every other Friday, we will see you. And we'll have special times and special dates also where you can come in and chime in all the time. We thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
All right.